This is an urgent message. Space station shut down. Running low on supplies, and there's something out here with us.
Welcome to the new podcast by Elizabeth McIrvin, the producer and host of Mystery in the Radio Waves, now brings you Mystery in the Space Waves, a podcast where we talk about experiences with extraterrestrials and UFOs. They are out here with us.
Okay. Well, sometimes it's believed, that like alien experiences and spiritual experiences could be like, the same thing.
Yeah,
Because
that's true.
just the common similarities,
Yeah.
even with UFOs and like angels and other things like that. Like it's like,
Yeah.
it's a other, spirits are kind of aliens too, because it's a, they're UFO because it's.
Do you think when
unidentified
aliens
object.
die, they can
Maybe.
also be ghosts?
Possibly, because I think like
Yeah.
every being probably has like some sort of spirit or soul with them.
Yeah, probably.
Because we've been aliens before.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We talked about that on a different episode also with Daniel. He was like, I think I probably lived on another planet. Was another species or some shit. And I was like, yeah, Daniel, pretty weird. You probably did. You probably did.
Yeah. I could see that for myself too.
Yeah. Okay. Not me. I'm very earthly. I like it here. Okay. Even though it's horrible, I like it here. And I don't want to go up there. Up there scares me.
Yeah. Yeah, but what if up there is just like here, but like different?
Yeah. I suppose that's true. Yeah.
What if it's like the same, like kind of construct, but it's like,
You're just like doing the day to day, like
just
it's not that much
they're just like,
different.
ugh. But
Anyways, you want to tell a super scary ghost story, and scare the crap out of me, so I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
Well, sorry. I do have a story.
Is this scary?
It is kind of scary. It's actually a story that happened to me, but I would tell it like it is somebody else.
You're gonna tell like somebody else?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
But wait, am I allowed to ask questions though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have the answers.
Okay.
So, pretty much, there were 3 girls. It was Los Angeles, California. The year was 2019 or somewhere around there. No. So sorry. It was way sooner than that. It was 2015 or something like that.
Oh, good year.
It was a good year. So the girls lived in the basement of this townhouse, kind of near Brentwood, kind of near Westwood, more so near Westwood. The light bulbs were yellow.
Are there like bedrooms in this basement, or y'all are just like sharing the basement?
We're just sharing a basement that's like, it's technically one of the master bedrooms, but it's downstairs, and the upstairs is where the kitchen, living room is, and then there's the upstairs where the guy who lived like kind of rented the place. Mm-hmm.
Oh, did he seem creepy?
His name was Ted. No, he was just a little passive aggressive, but
There was just one guy who rented a basement to 3 girls.
pretty much.
Oh my god.
And
wait, how much was the rent? Is that haunting?
it was like $1,500, so we all paid $500 each, and it was back in the day, so that was a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot back in the day.
Yeah.
But that's good now.
Yeah, right now that's excellent.
Yeah.
Really. And so there the girls were. I'm not going to say the names because I'm going to keep mixing them up because I don't want to say fake names. But anyways, I'll just say girl 1, girl 2, girl 3. So all the
Which one are
girls.
you?
I can't tell you that.
Oh.
So all of the girls lived in that room, and they slept on air mattresses. It was very cold. And so anyways, there was a bathroom that they all shared. Big bathroom. Mirrors faced each other and so on. that bathroom would sometimes get cold out of nowhere. And this one time, the girls were in the bathroom smoking, and they had a conversation talking about how haunted the place was and how the weird things that they felt. And all at once,
Bro.
they all felt hot.
Bro, wait 1 second. You never have that conversation in the fucking house,
And we
where
had it
they
in the
can
bathroom.
hear you. You have that conversation at a fucking Wendy's in the middle of the day when they can't fucking hear. Because, bro, once you start talking about them out loud, oh my God, I feel that's a like, oh, you talking about me?
It's like, oh,
it's time to get
it's
out of
like,
here.
I'm here. What you got to say?
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Anyways.
So that's pretty much what happened. So we all got hot out of nowhere. And it was like, what the fuck? Like, it's like, do you feel that? We're like, oh my gosh. Like, all of us were like, what the fuck? It's like, it's hot or whatever like that. And then all of a sudden it went cold. Just out of nowhere. And we were freaked the fuck out. Like, it was so freaky. We went into the like, out the bathroom. And then we were like, oh, man. That was crazy. So that was like a really crazy ass experience because.
So after that happened, well, so like, was it significant enough for you guys to be like super crazy freaked out? Like, did it feel like the hot was like 100 degrees out of nowhere, and then the cold was like 30 fucking degrees, and you're like, whoa, this is like way out of the norm?
Yeah, it was way out of the norm. That's
Yeah.
what was so freaky about it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, like, we should not be talking about this here. That's not okay.
Yeah.
And we learned our lesson. So that was that.
Okay. Well, what happened after that?
To be honest, I really forgot. It was so long ago, but that's what kind of stood out with me at that place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Interesting.
there's another time that we all lived, minus the other girl 2 or B or whatever the fuck. Minus her, we had boy B. There we go. Boy B into a house, and we were all living together, and we all woke up one.
boy A.
No, because there's
You
already
just
girl.
skipped to B.
There's already girl A.
No, you just changed that because at
And
first
that's
you
girl
said
B.
at the beginning numbers. You said girl 1, 2, 3.
Oh, did I?
You
Okay.
did. You did.
Okay,
You did.
so he's boy 3.
A.
No, because now I'm not doing
No, but you could have the boys be letters and the girls be numbers.
It was a boy.
I love math. I'm keeping up with this. Anyways, okay. So
There was
some
a-
random ass boy
there was a
and your
boy,
fucking girl you used to
there was
live
a
with.
girl,
Okay, let's go.
And
What's
there was a random
happening?
girl, and then there was
Yeah.
another random girl. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Random
so
girls.
this is a different story now.
Yeah.
Different
yeah,
characters.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
We're changing it.
One boy, 2 girls, living in under an apartment, and there was
Is this
3
also a basement?
bedrooms.
This is not a basement.
No.
This is a nice ass place.
It's like, yeah, it's like, it's upstairs, it's got a balcony and stuff, kitchen's pretty nice
I love
size.
the
Everybody got
balcony,
their own
yeah.
bathroom, bedroom, it's a pretty nice place.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's an old school place, it's been there since like probably like the like maybe like 80s or some shit, maybe 70s or something. Very old.
Yeah.
Terrible pipes.
Yeah, 80s is very old. Like so, like ancient.
Back in the day.
Yeah, anybody born in the 80s is like an ancient fucking dinosaur right now. I'm fucking joking. I'm ragging.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
I'm making some fucking 35-year-old man named Greg really upset right now.
pretty much. Well, no,
But
isn't it in the 80s
anyways, okay.
like 40 years old now?
Fuck. Maybe.
I think so.
Maybe. No. Because Logan was born in the 80s.
No, but if you're born in 1980, then you're definitely in your 40s. Like, you're past your 40s.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay,
Old
anyways.
house, though. It's probably born in 1979, to be Pacific. Maybe like that. Which is old. Terrible.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so we're, like, living there and stuff like that. And, like, creepy shit already goes on in the house. It's whatever.
But wait. Back up. Okay, what do you mean creepy shit goes on at the house? Footsteps, knocking, whispers,
like-
cold. What's happening?
So, like, at this house in particular, two girls go outside, maybe in the middle. It was the dead of winter, December to be exact. And we're all smoking a blunt. And we just have nothing but our little robes on or whatever. Because, like, you know, it's like we're just going out in the balcony smoking a blunt. That's fine. And so then we close the freaking, you know, sliding glass door. You've been to that house. Like, there's a sliding glass door in the balcony. And then it like freaking locks. So we're locked outside, literally in the cold for hours. We are literally like, what
Wait,
the
are
fuck?
you sure you guys were high and just like accidentally locked it or
How
something?
could we lock the door? It was locked from the inside.
Oh.
It was one of those old like latch
Yeah.
ones.
Oh shit. Oh wait. If I could jumped up the levels. You're good.
But yes,
Anyways.
yeah.
Damn. So what, you guys just like stood there for hours? Like what happened? How'd
So
you
we
get
just
in?
like we didn't even have any more weed, so we were just like, I was contemplating on jumping. I was contemplating on like smashing it with like, you know, whatever, and just like, you know, being like, fuck it, we just got to pay for a new fucking thing. I'm not staying out here. But we were out there for at least like 3 hours in the cold. It was about 2 a.m. And like we literally at one point we were just like cuddled up, just like this, like we were crying, and there's like, you know what? No, fuck this. And then like freaking my roommate thought about like just like lifting it up and, you know, moving it. And so we just lifted it up and like scooted it, and it actually let us in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
So like creepy things like that. And then
Yeah.
like also like
Tuck close to the
people could just like really feel it in the house in general.
like you'd have that feeling as somebody was
Yeah.
watching you.
Yeah, people had that feeling in that house. And
Gross.
then like, so, but this one's like a time zone switch. It was so weird. So me and my roommates, everyone or the girl, anyways, literally like freaking, all had on our phones, and our phones were like literally a different time. Like it was all the same time, and it was like in some city that started with the E. Maybe it was Euclid or something. I don't know. I don't know why. It was somewhere, but it had a different time period. Like, let's say it was like 7 o'clock and it was like 4 o'clock. Like, it was like 3 hours different or something hours different.
Weird.
And it was like, what the fuck? But then when we would go outside or something like that, like, it would kind of switch back to normal. Every time we were there, like, it would just be that time.
Damn.
And that went on for a while. And we just had to keep clicking it back to Los Angeles this year.
That would be so annoying. Like, what if you need to get to work on time or some shit, and some ghost fucking with you and setting your clock back 3 hours?
I don't even know. I think that was more like freaking dimensional.
Yeah.
Because there must like been something.
Something in the house that was dimensional, or just something in general?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But maybe it also could have just been like a glitch with like our phone company. What about you?
I did. I told it on another episode. I've had like 2 UFO sightings and one like time missing circumstance that might have been an abduction.
Damn.
And meeting somebody when I worked at Subway when I was like 18 that I was like, this bitch is not fucking human at all.
Like, do you think there was a robot?
No, like they really seemed like an alien.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so
Cool.
quite a few. But you never saw a UFO ever?
Oh, I have. Like, I've saw like
What?
shit like.
Oh my God, I asked you Mignon and you were like, I don't think so, just ghost stories. I'm like, man.
Oh, no, I've definitely had.
What?
There was this
Deets.
There
Let's
was
go.
this like little like it was in the OC, and like there would always be this like little floating little freaking like we called it a magenta friend because it was like a magenta light. And it was first it was like, okay, well maybe that's just like whatever shit. And then one time, like we all saw it. I don't know if it was near the 4th of July or whatever like that. We saw just like a bunch of colors just go around it and stuff like that. And it was just like random little lights, and then it just disappeared and shit. And it was like, oh shit. And I was like, oh, and then we never saw magenta friend again.
Damn.
Yeah.
It was at night?
Yeah. Always at night.
Yeah. How many times did you see him?
Well, we always saw it in a neighborhood that we went to go smoke in because we couldn't smoke in the neighborhood that we were in. Because we lived with my friend's family, and then they could see us smoking. And they didn't like that shit.
Dang, so you like went to this place to smoke and saw this thing like multiple times. Dang.
Got high and named it Magenta Friend.
Wow.
I even think I wrote a song about it,
Oh my god.
but I didn't. I don't remember how it goes.
Yeah. That's so funny. Dang, you didn't get no bad vibes? You weren't scared of being abducted?
No.
No. Would you be scared to be abducted?
It probably already happened.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's probably already
right?
happened to
I
everybody.
know. I think it's happened to me for sure.
I think it's probably happened to everybody.
I know. It's creepy. If you could do like the memory regression thing and like remember it, would you?
No.
I wouldn't either.
Fucking
I know.
No thanks. I'm good. No, fuck that.
Is there any other time you've seen one?
I mean, like on the spot, no, but you know,
Like randomly driving like in trips or like in a small town somewhere.
definitely seen some like interesting shit in skies, but like nothing that I could like really point out at the moment. But that's the one that just like stood out the most, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow.
I mean, like a purple light ship thing
Magenta.
with a magenta
Yeah,
with a
specifically.
rainbow color circle around. I mean, yeah, that sounds pretty fucking
Yeah,
cool.
That was
actually.
cool. But yeah, you know, they're all around.
But what about
all
the time lapse thing? Like when you were out there, you know, did you guys like look at the clock, so, you know, and it's like 9:05, and then you look at the clock and it's like 9:50, and you're like, oh shit, how did I have this time missing or whatever? Because they say that's a sign of abduction. Have you ever felt that or kind of suspected it?
Oh, you mean when like you think that like it's a certain time and it's like, wait, what was it?
Like you look at a clock and you're like, oh, it's 7:55 right now. And then you look down and then you look back up and it's like 10. And you're like, what? Where the fuck did 3 hours go? I had that happen to me one time.
Oh man, no, I haven't.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
so
think
has Logan as well.
I feel like maybe when I'm like watching TV shows, that's probably what's happening. Have you ever like thought because like
That's
you're
when
just
they're
watching
abducting people, when people are binging.
binging, yeah, because like you're just like,
yeah.
you know.
Uh-huh.
That's why sometimes like you forget what happened in a TV show because you're like you weren't really there watching it.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. That's scary. I don't want to think about that
Mm.
because I'm a binge watcher.
Yeah, but at the same time, I remember everything. I remember. But I'm surprised that that was your only UFO sighting.
I know, because it's like I know I've had more, but it's none that's like coming into into play. But
Usually I do tell a story as well, but I've told all of mine. So it's just like, well, what do I do?
all my stories.
I mean, except for the ghost stories. I only told the UFO story, so I can tell a ghost story.
Yeah, tell one of your ghost stories.
Story. Maybe like the short one I'll tell. It was when I was like, how old was I? Maybe like 15. So it was probably 2015. Good year. And I was at my mom and my stepdad's house. I was living with them in Virginia. And it was one of those like townhome neighborhoods where the townhomes are like 4 or 5 floors and they're like all stacked against each other, kind of. You know?
Looking like really Irish, right?
Like tall
like
townhomes
British
kind of thing. So we were like on the 4th floor. It was a bedroom and I had a bathroom, but it was essentially also kind of like an attic. It was really creepy. It was probably like meant to be an attic, but they were like, let's put a bathroom in here and call it a fucking floor. But it was hella fucking creepy. I shared that room with my sister, which I don't even know why we shared a room because there was a guest bedroom in the house. We didn't have to share a room. Like, oh my God, it was fucking ridiculous. We were still young, I suppose. But anyways, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm glad that we did because the room was fucking haunted. We would always be hearing shit. We'd be hearing voices and knocks, stuff like that.
Damn.
Like, because they moved into the house, like, maybe a couple of years after they got married. So, you know, they just didn't know. Like, when I had moved in, they had been there like 6 months to a year or whatever. And they didn't stay there for very long. They moved to a different townhouse literally across the street, like not even a year later. So I don't know if just like the bad vibe in the house, everybody felt it. And they were like, yeah, we just need to get out of this house and like move neighborhoods or whatever because it's too fucking weird. But I don't know. Lots of weird shit happened. Like, I would be like suddenly depressed out of nowhere, and I was a pretty moody teenager, but like, I don't know, I had never been like that level of depressed. Like, I was just crying all the time. I had no idea why. I felt like some sort of compulsion was like coming over me to be like devastatingly upset, like the end of the world or something like that. I don't know, it was pretty nuts. And I even sensed that like it wasn't me exactly that was feeling that way. Anyway, so we had these like tiny little weird things happen, whatever. And I think I can't even remember who came to visit. I guess my other sister. And I was like, well, why don't you stay in the room with our other sister and I'll go in the guest bedroom. I don't even know why I offered. Maybe I just thought it would be more quieter than the upstairs attic, you know? And I was like, oh, I never sleep in this room. And it was like a nice queen size bed and like a nice bedroom and everything like that. So I, you know, am like cuddling in bed and closing my eyes or whatever. And I hear the door handle jiggle behind me. And I kind of thought I was like one of my sisters coming in to like kind of tell me something because I had just left from upstairs. And I look behind me and I see like this ghostly figure of like a little girl. And I know it was like a little girl in a hospital gown that had like blue and pink on it. And then she had blonde hair and blue eyes, and her hair was in like parted in braids, like down the middle or whatever, like pigtail braids or something like that. And I don't know, she kind of just like stared at me and looked at me like in the corner, and she was like kind of transparent a little bit, I suppose, and I didn't really like see her feet or her hands per se. I feel like I concentrated more like on her face. She like big blue eyes, and they were like really fucking staring at me. And I don't know, it kind of felt like 10 minutes or like 10 seconds. I was like so scared to look away, and I didn't know what the fuck to do. I was just like, she's literally in front of the door. How the fuck would I leave? Like, oh my God. Oh my God, I was so fucking scared. Oh,
I would be so scared. Was your sister in the room with you?
Nobody was in the room with me.
Oh,
It was just me. And so anyways, the only thing that I could possibly think of was I'm just going to put the blankets over my head, pretend this never fucking happened, and try to go to sleep. And when I put the blankets over my head, I've just like felt something like vibrating over the blankets, like, or touching the blankets, running fingers down, kind of feeling like something was trying to like get my attention. And I was just ignoring it and ignoring it and ignoring it. Like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm not going to lift up this blanket and see this shit. No, I cannot mentally handle what is occurring. You know, like I have bad anxiety. Like, I don't know how I'm mentally supposed to deal with a ghost, okay? Like, anyways, so I eventually do fall asleep, wake up the next morning, and I, like, immediately tell my mom, like, hey, this thing happened. Dude, she gives me the same old fucking must have just been a dream. I'm like, how the fuck would I, and why the, bitch, fuck you.
Oh, wow.
I know, total denial.
Like,
Total denial.
did that little girl ever visit you again?
Mm-mm.
I wonder if that place used to be like a hospital or something.
Well, I kind of thought maybe like it was like a kid who got sick and like maybe passed away early, and maybe that's why like I felt so much sadness in the house. I was like so depressed, you know. I was like, oh, maybe it's just like an early death and the spirit's like upset about it or something.
Yeah. Oof. God.
Pretty fucking crazy.
I need to leave.
You need what?
I need to sage my house.
Yeah, really.
I think it's always good to just like not just sage it, but just to cleanse your house in general.
But I feel like it's also about the vibe and like what you cultivate in your own home, you know? Like if you're, I don't know, like if I let my room get too much of a mess and I'm like depressed and I have like all this fucking bad energy, you know, I feel like it just attracts it. But
yeah, no, it's true. And then like when you clean it, it's like just like a completely different feeling. Like every time I get like sad, like I have to at least clean or organize something, open a window, like, light an incense, and just be like, okay.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Okay, I'll ask you a couple questions to end it about aliens, and then we'll be done.
Okay.
Okay, but you have to put the mic up to your mouth.
Oh, okay.
Okay, last couple questions. Okay, so you had a UFO experience. You had a possibly met a lizard alien experience.
Definitely did.
Definitely did. You had definitely paranormal, possibly dimension type glitches experience. Or whatever. Yeah. So, like, do you think that, like, there's a shit ton of aliens that, like, come to Earth all the time? And there's, like, different species of aliens that are here and they're, like, abducting people all the time?
No, definitely maybe I don't know, because it's like, could it be aliens or could it just be, future us and stuff? Because I could see us, like, when we do have the technology to do so, time traveling back and looking at people, studying people, monumental moments in time, which I think we're in.
That's an interesting little theory. Okay.
Like, it's like, this is a really particular time that we're in right now. So it's like any dimension or any beings or anything that would be studying humans around this time and stuff like that. Like, I think that it's very possible. Very possible.
Okay. How many times, if you're just like wild guess, how many times do you think you've been abducted?
I don't want to think about that.
Oh my God. Well, don't think about it, but just say a number. Just say a number.
I don't even want to I don't even want to put that out there.
Oh my God. If it already happened, you're not putting it out
I
there.
don't want to think about that.
Oh my God. I mean, if you have an aversion to it, maybe it's because you already know.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe like, I think I've been in a couple group of abductions. So.
Group abductions?
Yeah.
Well, that's specific. Why do you think that?
Because if the time lapse thing was true from me and my roommates, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't really want to think about that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's all the stories then. We literally got all your stories.
Yeah.
There's no more left.
There's no one.
If something happens, if you go to Joshua Tree and something happens, you have to tell me.
You're gonna maybe put it on the podcast,
right? Please, people, go to Joshua Tree and then come back and report to me, or maybe I'll just go out there and start an investigative podcast
yourself.
No, I don't want to actually, dude. You know, there's fucking people who literally go out to Joshua Tree just to connect with aliens.
Really?
They will literally just like take a car or a van, camp out in Joshua Tree, and just like try to fucking make contact with aliens. Just like, y'all bitches are fucking insane. I would never.
Why don't you just...
I would never.
Why don't they just worry about themselves?
I don't know.
Like, worry about your life on Earth.
I don't know.
It is interesting, but I don't know. So there's things like that I just better off. I'm like, let it just do its business. I'd rather not.
Let it do its business.
I'd rather not. Like, when it comes to even paranormal, when it comes to like extraterrestrials, other dimensionals. Sometimes
You know
it's
what?
just
I
like,
feel you, because I'm like, every time that stuff happens and I like get scared or whatever, and I'm like, you know what? It happened, whatever. I saw it, but like, this is my dimension. This is what I'm
Right.
paying attention to. This is where I live.
Right.
So even though that stuff is there, like, okay,
It's
but
like,
like,
what
what
are
am
you
I
gonna
gonna
do?
do about it though?
like,
What am I gonna
what
do?
am I gonna do?
Okay, there's other dimensions and aliens, but like,
I'm just-
what am I gonna do
it's
about
like,
it though?
well, keep calm, carry on.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I don't
Live, laugh, love.
Right, live, laugh, love. Home is where the heart is.
Oh my God.
So I don't know. So yeah, it's like it doesn't bring any like to get scared or whatever about that type of stuff, because like shit's been happening, wild things. Like it's like that's kind of one of the fun things about living in this kind of universe and stuff. There's crazy stuff going on all over.
I know.
People
there
have
really
so many stories.
is.
And
Yeah, truly.
it's just like wow.
Yeah. It's a
Ain't this
it's a
a
really
bitch?
crazy world we're living in. It's not normal. Normal things do not occur here.
No.
Anyways, okay.
Sorry, I just like keep burping in your mic.
No, I haven't even noticed whatsoever.
Oh, that's good.
Well, we could call it there.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Goodbye.
goodbye.
You've just heard Mystery in the Space Waves, hosted, edited, and synthesized by yours truly, Elizabeth McIrvin. Make sure to subscribe to be the first to hear first episodes. If you would like your UFO story told on this podcast, email mysteryinthespacewaves@gmail.com.